Coming at you, Scratch and Wolf Studio. It's that time again to rage across the internet. It's your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. As always, I'm your host, Porter. Sitting to my left, the man of many nipples, it's a Mr. Daniel Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
And to my right, he's got turtle powder, Tommy Dixon.
How's it going?
Afternoon,
powder,
gentlemen.
huh?
Turtle powder.
Turtle powder.
Right. Yeah, I guess how else are you supposed to battle the foot?
That is it.
It's one way to do it. What?
I'll full disclosure, I took that from Porter like 30 minutes ago.
That's true. This prick stole my joke. How dare you?
You teed it up for him.
No, I did. It's good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yes, it's fine.
Welcome to Rage Across the Internet.
Hey, I'm back.
He is. He's finally...
All three of us are back in studio.
That's right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, wow. I mean, other than the actual plays, but for an actual episode, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Been the first one in a while.
I guess it has. It is a little strange, isn't it? But again, we're living in that time warp, right?
Yeah, Schrodinger's podcast.
That's right.
What?
Schroeder? Fucking, what did you
I
do to me?
probably said it wrong, and then you were like, yeah, that's that one.
My God. Yeah, Schrodinger's podcast.
Okay.
It's like Schrodinger's cat.
Okay.
You know the cat that's in the box? It is both alive and dead until we open the box?
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
All right, good.
Yep.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Got no clue.
It's the time warp, how, these guys at this point have heard 4.2, maybe 4.3 by now. No, they have heard about 4.3 by now. And yet, we've already recorded number 5 as far as the actual play goes.
We're living in both the past and this is not Schrodinger's cat. What have you done to me?
Danny,
Yes.
you broke him.
We're living in the future of the past at the present time currently.
This sounds like a bad X-Men movie.
Well,
Do you mean all of them?
no.
Learn to write a character. Fuck.
Or just do it properly from the comic.
No, exactly. Like there's decades of
Yeah.
examples of how these characters act. Maybe read a comic and learn. I don't know what.
Anyway.
It's like that J.J. Abrams Star Trek reboot where it's perfectly in Spock's character to start beating people to death, screaming, "You motherfucker, I'm going to kill you." Totally what Spock was about.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I didn't know that.
What's this show again? What's this show
Oh,
again?
this is a show of werewolves.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
Hey. Yeah, we got on a little tangent there.
And if it's your first show, we tend to do that.
Oh, shit.
But we have fun.
We breathe life into just nonsense.
Well, if we can't have fun talking about werewolves in the first place. I mean, we weren't, but
We will eventually.
we are going to. Actually, we're not.
No,
No.
we're not. Damn it.
Today is a Fera episode.
That is right. We are back on the Fera series, which I feel like we just did one. But again, Schrodinger's podcast.
Yeah.
So it probably just happened 20 minutes ago and 3 months from now.
No one knows.
There's no way to tell.
No, there really isn't.
We're not going to open the box. We don't know if there's a dead cat or not.
I don't
It's
want to
both.
know. This is so fun.
No, it's so good to be back.
That's good. It's good times.
Oh, so yes, a Fera episode.
Yes,
But
and actually one of my favorite Fera.
I
should
do
we-
enjoy these guys.
should we hit some business first?
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
We actually, good on him, right? I'd have just,
Wow.
I'd have just skipped it.
I know,
and now-
we would have jumped into it.
Well, and here's the funny thing, right? Is we're both now praising Danny for keeping us on track with the business, and everyone listening is pissed at Danny right now,
Everyone listening is already hitting fast forward.
right? Like they're already pissed at Danny. They're
Boo
like,
this man!
they're like, we got to hear about this fucking Ko-Fi again.
They're not even listening now. They already hit fast forward.
Yeah,
so-
probably.
If they're not listening, we just gave away free shit. How about that?
They didn't hear it.
No, they'll never
Exactly.
know.
They didn't hear it. So
They're
they
just
wouldn't know.
confusing the people who are sticking with us.
Right. Now they're like, well, where was my free stuff?
Yeah, right. Nice job, asshole. Now we have to do it. I mean, we don't. We're not
No,
gonna.
we don't.
We don't have anything to give anymore.
Everybody
The
gets a
store's
knife
closed.
set.
I was going to say, maybe if they send in feedback, we would. But,
Everybody gets Grant's knife set now,
Sweet.
except Grant.
except Grant.
You know what we should do?
So if you want to support this nonsense,
Yes. There's plenty of ways to do that. There's not plenty of ways. There's a few ways.
There's enough ways.
Is there?
I mean,
don't
the
know.
biggest way is likes, sharing.
Word of mouth is
of
big.
mouth.
Reviews are important. You know, those 5 stars.
Weirdly enough,
It's not, yeah, it's an algorithm thing. It's not an ego thing. You know, that 5 stars helps us get around more. We show up, you know, higher in searches and shit and recommendations. Actual reviews, again, is not an ego thing, but it will help other people know whether or not, you know.
yes.
Whether or not to listen to us or not.
Right. Like, you know, why should we listen to these guys? Well, because of your reviews will tell them.
Or why should we not listen? I mean, it's your opinion.
Yeah, if you don't like the show, we understand. Now's the time for quiet. Some soul searching.
Oh, we got a shout out from a German podcast. That was cool.
We did, and I didn't.
We didn't write the name down.
No, and it's not an English speaking podcast.
That's true.
I mean, clearly they do understand English because they listened to us. They gave us, it was super cool. They gave us a shout out.
Yeah.
So cool.
Thank
that
you.
We didn't write it down in front of us to reciprocate.
But again,
It's pinned to the fucking thing.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, here.
you're gonna look it up right now.
Please do,
takes a
because
second.
we're
I mean,
because we're
they
bringing
need
it
a
up.
proper
We can
shout
cut
out.
around
That was
this,
awesome.
or maybe not. I don't know. You can figure it out. You will make this fucking listenable.
So the podcast is called Nerd ist her Hobby. I'm not German, so I'm sorry. But the translation is, which is a riff on Mord ist her Hobby. German title of Murder, She Wrote. Thanks, guys.
No, exactly. No,
Yeah,
really.
exactly. Thank you.
Like I was going to make it like, I don't want to make a joke here.
Yeah,
No,
we could.
but I don't want to.
No.
Thank you for that shout out. It was really awesome. We found out through a new member of our Discord,
He came and joined us right after hearing about the shout out.
right? And so we're like, oh my God, how cool is that? Our Discord, by the way.
Through our forums of the website,
That's right. And that website is
ragecrosstheinternet.com.
.com.
Thanks, Tom. Did great.
Thank you. I try.
So yes, check out the forums. It's in the news and announcement section. There's the link to the Discord. We're probably going to put it up somewhere else soon.
Yeah.
We keep saying it.
We keep saying it and keep not doing it. It's on that list of shit that I'm supposed to do and haven't.
But
There's a lot going on. Come on.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not that hard to do through the forums.
I would like to think that the fact that we put the extra couple hoops is part of why our community is so great.
I agree.
Like, this is to say, like, I don't know how other Discords work because I don't have the fucking time to hang out in other Discords, just bottom line. But, like, I've joined a couple others that I've, like, never spoken in, and I kind of feel bad, but I just don't have the fucking time to do it.
I always like it because it's like our two-way authenticator.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about it. You know, it's like we're not getting bots. We're not getting... Yeah, I mean, we're all fucking weirdos, so I don't want to say that.
Everybody has their own level of
Yeah.
weird. It's just
Look,
fine.
yeah, like this is a podcast about a game where we pretend to be werewolves, man. Everyone's a fucking weirdo.
Yes.
Let's just, that's the baseline. We are weird. It's okay.
Congratulations, you're part of the group.
Yeah,
Come join us.
it's what I'm saying.
And the last way you could support us is through our Ko-Fi.
Yes. You know, we realize, of course, that, you know, not everybody financially can. But, you know, those of you who can and choose to, it's a really big deal to us. It keeps us on the air.
Yeah, it does. There's
know.
a lot of extra work that goes into this.
Yes, there is. And
I would love to just be like, hey, we're going to record this Sunday and we get 2-3 episodes. And then I break those into 3 and then like, here, just right click and post. Done. It's no,
but there's a lot of work involved, a lot of editing, and there's fees associated with doing this shit. Mm-hmm. And all of that helps. It keeps ads off of the podcast.
Oh, that's big.
It's huge because, we went down that rabbit hole for a little bit.
We did. We looked into it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you know, the amount that we would get versus the amount of ads we'd have to run.
We would lose listeners,
Everyone would be very unhappy.
including us.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Yeah. So if you're in a position and you think we deserve it, please, because
And thank
look,
you.
ain't nobody retiring over here. Bottom line.
No.
And, you get your rewards for it, too.
Yeah, we give thanks for your donations through the various tiers, which we might be revisiting in the not too distant.
Oh, I'm sure we are.
But, you know.
So our movie nights.
Yeah. We got our game team.
Game teams.
We got the postmortem series, of course, which
so much fun.
Well, which the latest season, by the time this airs, and see now I'm forcing my hand.
Okay.
The latest Chronicle
just started.
Well, yes, but I'm talking the hard and the easy will be bundled on the Ko-Fi.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you are forcing your hand.
I am forcing my hand because we've talked about this. And hemmed and hawed and shit gets it. I'm forcing my hand. By the time this airs, that shit is going to be on the Ko-Fi.
Wow. Okay.
And that will include the first chapter of the new one.
Whoa.
Well, that's as an added bonus because if you didn't, aren't a member of the gold tier, by the end of February, you have missed the first part of the next chapter.
Okay.
So that postmortem that we just recorded will be included in that bundle.
Wow.
Nice. That'll help.
Yeah. This way you have all March to catch up. You won't lose. You won't be behind.
Gotcha.
I like it.
I mean, it's a very generous call you're making there.
Yes. And so we're going to have a conversation about price. Like, goddamn quickly.
Well, that's besides the point, but yes. So,
Yeah.
there's all of our
Business.
Yeah.
That's
You can be done
yeah.
fast forwarding, guys.
So yeah, but that's all through the Ko-Fi. You know, that the NPC of the month is the other thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one. Sorry.
But
Links
that's
are on the
fine.
website or type in ko-fi.com/rage across the internet.
That's right. That's how you get to us. Again, link. It's on our Facebook. It's in the show notes. It's on the website.
It's on the Twitter.
It is on the Twitter. Also, oh shit,
Oh,
because this one's important. You know, we talk a lot about werewolf. Oh, we talk a lot.
Yeah. So
Good
We
night,
do
everybody.
talk a lot.
Well, thank fuck for that because this is a radio. This is a podcast. So it's like
I
radio.
thought my hand movements showed. I don't know.
Well, I was doing sign language for that one episode, but we didn't get a lot of views.
no one was listening.
I know, it was super weird.
But
We are the worst.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, obviously, you know, we talk a lot of werewolf. We talk about, you know, Savage Age comes up a lot. You know, and even now we're talking about, you know, we're doing the Fera series, but as we talk about these, you know, these books are available and they are there at Drive-Thru RPG.
Wow, we haven't talked about that in a long time.
No, we
That's
haven't,
true.
but I don't think you were here yet when Tom and I talked about
that's
it
true. Yeah, we talked
Okay.
about we needed to bring this up.
because
We have the affiliate links.
yes, we have the affiliate links on the front page of our website,
Correct.
you know, both mobile and regular computer. That's not the right term, but I'm
Mobile and
very-
desktop.
there you go. I'm very cold. So
Yes. You need a blanket.
that's right. Like a nap.
Which you can't pick up at our store anymore.
No, because the store's closed.
I know.
Maybe someday. I was thinking maybe we raffle something for our patrons or for our backers.
Ooh, that would
But
be fun.
That's a cool idea.
that's a later idea.
Yeah.
Right now, though, I want to talk about those affiliate links because it's a big deal. I mean, obviously, you're playing werewolf, you're getting started. There's a lot of books out there, and you know, I think you should get them all because,
That's just a hell of a ride. It's a lot of money to spend.
well,
Get
not
of
all
them.
at once. Damn.
Buy every book right now.
Yeah, or else, you know, there are sales that happen and there's a lot of shit happens, you know, but we have those affiliate links. And the thing about those affiliate links is those translate to store credit for us, which is helpful when we have situations like my PDF copy of the Nagah book being hot garbage and having to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is where this came
Really
into
helped
it.
in our research today.
Right, because for some reason that PDF copy that was totally obtained legally years ago. Look, I own the real book.
But we all can't borrow that book at the same time
Right.
to do our research.
So, you know, years ago when I got these PDF copies that someone probably just ripped pages out and scanned and they're cut off at the sides, I can go, well, now I can go to Drive-Thru and buy a new one.
Right.
But, you know, that comes out of either our pocket or
the affiliate link of
right,
Drive-Thru RPG.
Exactly, the store credit we get from that. So, hey, I'm reminding you guys that when you're going to buy those books, your Savage Age books, through the Storyteller's Vault, catching up on the books that you've missed, please use our affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a benefit that makes our lives a little bit easier.
It allows us to put on more research episodes like this.
Right. So that's it.
All right.
Now we can...
Business over.
Yeah.
You can hit play now after fast forward.
Thanks for listening, both of you.
Who just reason, CJ?
Wow. No, that's the feedback of the postmortems.
That's fair.
Now, I'll tell you what, Grant is one of them, because I'm going to tell him that we mentioned Savage Age.
Oh, he's going to be all over it.
Those 2 words showed up in that section, so Grant will listen.
So he has to listen to
Yep. Joke's on you, Grant.
But it was mentioned. We are doing the Fera, and we are doing the Nagah.
The Snakeman.
Shut up.
Once a man.
Whoa.
Now a Snakeman.
That's right.
It's weird.
It's G.I. Joe the movie. Not the Joseph Gordon-Levitt one.
Oh.
The animated one.
That's
the
so
good
weird.
Yeah.
The good one.
Yeah, when Cobra Commander got turned into a Snakeman.
I forgot that happened.
That's right. He was once a man. I just did the thing. This is really the show, everybody.
Does he turn into a Nagah?
No, but he turns into
out?
Snake Krynos. Or not Snake Krynos. He turns into Snake Lupus.
Snake lupus. Okay.
Because, I refuse to use the official terms.
I was going to say, they're so weird. The official
get
terms. You know what? I don't want to, though.
But you wrote it down.
Unfortunately, yes, you're right. But that was just my own research. But, how many times have we said, we're looking at this through the Garu lens? We're a werewolf podcast.
Well, this is part of the game Werewolf, so there you go.
True,
but yeah, the reason I don't use the official terms, I don't know if it's been brought up before or not, I don't remember. I mean, it's been a few years, right?
Sure.
Is because, again, this is werewolf, and this is, I don't want to confuse the issue with all the,
I agree.
with all the different Fera buzzwords, when I can just go Snake Lupus and we get it.
Yep, everyone understands.
And if you want to play a Nagah, you can look through that book and you can learn the name of the form, but we don't need to do that today.
No, that's kind of the point.
And it's also fun to say Snake Lupus or, Shark
Snake
Lupus.
Lupus is pretty funny, yes. Way better
Snake
than
Glabro.
Vazuki or Ahi, and yet I'm done.
Godzuki, that was Godzilla's kid from the cartoon.
Oh boy.
That makes sense.
Oh boy.
I dare you to look that up. It's
No.
the worst theme.
I don't want to.
No, I refuse.
It tries to be all oh, Godzilla's coming. And it's and then there's Godzuki. What?
And then there's Trogdor.
He burninates the countryside.
Yes, he does.
He's going to burninate this conversation. We can talk about the Nagah.
That's why I brought that up.
Congratulations. All right.
So the Nagah, of course, are the snakemen.
Hooray.
Yeah, we're snakes.
And we're
which
done.
is a word. The were snakes is a word. I don't know if I've ever said that out loud.
So weird. Why are there
Yeah, I haven't
snakes?
said that either out loud.
I think
I've read it, but I've never said it out loud. Were
Right.
snakes.
It feels weird.
It does.
Snake shifters, I've always said. You got the
That
alliteration.
makes
I love
sense.
my alliteration. Snake shifters, cool. Where snakes? What?
I always say snakeman.
That's just fun to say.
Yes.
Right, but okay, it's better than were snakes.
It's weird.
I still find were snakes to be weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool. Fucking assassins.
No, the Nagah are arguably my favorite of the living, changing breeds.
And living according to who?
What Danny's saying here,
Thank you.
we left him hanging because that was funny.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, leave that dead space in
Yeah.
now.
That's
Were
right.
snakes.
Is the vast majority of everyone and everything forever believes that they are dead and have
The
been dead since the War of Rage.
know that they are alive.
As the exception.
That's the only exception.
I mean, it's not the only.
Well,
but
we'll get it when I get to the history. There's
we'll
a
get
few that might have put two and two together.
But by and large,
And
nobody
if they have,
knows.
There's probably a ticking time clock on them.
No, not how it's stated in the book.
No. They're not supposed to know that they're still, I don't want to say alive and well, because they were still, fucked up during the War
Oh,
of
yes.
Rage.
We'll get into that.
a ticking time clock?
Not a bomb, just a clock.
Whatever. Fucking go on.
Good call on
it
that
gave
one.
me pause. All right.
Thanks.
Good call on that one. Now, the thing I always like with the Feras is they always have their stories of the Triad.
Right.
Yes.
So
Sometimes that
obviously
can be ridiculous.
It's a little fun in this one. So before they were calling it the Triad, they were calling the Wild just straight chaos. It's just what they called it. It's chaos. The Weaver was the preserver, and the Worm was the destroyer. And this is prior to the split, so hold on.
Okay.
Well, you were ready to say something.
Well, I was curious about the Wild. Are you sure that's chaos?
They were
And
claiming it
not
as-
chows?
You just playing on words on me?
I have recently been exposed to some Sonic Adventure too.
Okay. All right. You're just making it funny. I'm like, are you like yanking my chain? Are you
Absolutely, I
Your
am.
face was so straight that I couldn't tell. You're such a dick. And okay.
So it's chows and who else?
Wow. Okay, please go on, Tom.
All right. So the Preserver and the Destroyer
Okay.
in the vast universe started to battle against each other because obviously Weaver, Worm.
Can't have nice things.
Can't have
Right.
nice things
That's what
because
happens.
Worm's destroying Weaver's nice things, so Weaver's getting pissed and blah, 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 blah. During the battle, they split. They had like alter egos split off of them. And that would be, they called them the Trapper and the Corruptor. The Trapper being the Weaver side and the Corruptor being the Worm side.
This is just turning into Dead by Daylight.
Right? This is why I wanted this out here.
Nice.
This is why I wanted this out here. Just like the Trapper? Really?
It's going to take a Mori. It's not going to be.
Oh, wow, even better.
So the Corruptor is incapable of destroying, only twisting and corroding things. And then the Trapper is the Preserver's paranoid fear that things he shapes will be destroyed. When he touches things, he puts them in a stasis. They are no longer allowed to age or do anything,
Little
So do they
Midas.
say he or do they say she?
said he, specifically.
Weird.
Right.
Well, okay. Well,
But it's an alter ego.
keep going because
of-
I'll bring it up in a little bit. But
No, that was pretty much the gist of the beginning of that, and then they start referencing it as Worm Weaver Wild later on.
Well, good, because we should be doing that as well.
I get
to
it.
not to confuse the again. To
Right.
not confuse
Yeah,
the issue.
and obviously the Corruptor would be the Defiler Worm and blah blah blah.
Right.
It's just so interesting. I always love in the Fera books when they do this because it's just interesting to see the way they twist it.
No, I'm with you. Like I'm on your side on this. I just
agree, yeah.
you know that's why generally though we stick to the Garu terms because fucking we got chows in the Trapper. and-
the reason I say is it he or she? They specifically say he,
I wrote he, and I wouldn't have wrote he without it being
That's-
specific in the book.
and I'm agreeing with you, and I understand. But later on, they refer to him as the three mothers.
But this is also the alter ego. This is the
And
Trapper. This is the
Again,
split
this
off.
it's a weird thing, and it's interesting. So it's sticking in my head here.
Well, the Preserver is still a woman. They still consider the Preserver as she, which is
Okay.
the original. It's the Weaver. The Trapper is just something that's split off of it.
I get it. It's
but yeah, it's
No, yeah, I get it. So let's just overall of the Nagah then. These guys are tasked with supervising all changing breeds. Supervising.
I
I
like
wanted to
that
put
term.
it that way. I put it that way just because I think you would like the term of supervising.
No, and you know immediately, and I'm sure you planned this. I immediately think back to the Bastet,
yep.
who claimed to be Gaia's middle managers.
That's trust me. That's why I did.
You know, I knew it. I knew you set that
Yep.
up for me.
And then the Qualmy. I keep saying Qualmy. Qualmy, not Kwame. Qualmy.
Somebody said something about that in the Discord not
Yes,
long ago.
yes.
And they looked it up.
Good. It's about time.
Oh,
someone
they
looked it
died
up.
laughing.
Good. not good that you died. I'm sorry for dying. But that you laughed. But no, I remember because even the Qualmy said they were the middle managers of the middle managers.
You're right. Like everyone's supervisor. You look out.
Yep.
But these are the upper managers because they will lay down the law.
Yeah, they're
if
the
you're
ones that's
doing
gonna
things wrong,
Yes, they're going to move your ass to the basement, your office. Okay,
or they're going to dig a hole and put you in
they're
it.
just going to need you to go ahead and move your office down to the basement.
I hope they got the red stapler.
So to continue what I was saying,
Yes,
since they are the supervisors, it's to ensure that they are doing their jobs correctly and will cast judgment/punishments on the ones deemed not capable or failing.
and what this comes down to is
They'll kill your ass.
Yeah, no, they are Gaia's assassins.
Guy's assassins. Yes.
Which is not the same, of course, as the Garu being Gaia's fangs. As Garu, we're the muscle.
Yeah.
Right? We're the ones to send in, when you need shit to just not be alive so much anymore. But the Nagah are the ones that are sent in when the people who need to not be alive so much anymore are the people on Gaia's payroll.
I like how you put that.
That's why I said upper managers, not middle. They can have their middle management. These are upper management.
Well, the Bastet say they're the middle management, and we all know that is not the case.
That is not the case, yes.
But they like to. But then again, and I think their legends are my favorite because they're so arrogant. Like they're the most arrogant by like a factor of 12, and it's just like a cat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're not looked at a cat's looking at you just arrogantly all the time.
No, that's my point. It's so like feline in the first place. It's like, no, that tracks.
Yes.
Now, these guys are children of dragon, just like Macaulay.
Which makes sense why people think, oh, that's not really a Nagah, they're just Macaulay.
That's true.
And that's how it started off. They kept getting looked on like, no, that's just another Macaulay. That's just another Macaulay. Like that's every awesome. Spirit that would, like as they were being created, and Gaia was like, well, you with spirits will give you blessings. And they're like, no, that's just a Macaulay. I'm not. That's just a Macaulay. So actually, when Gaia created Nagah, most and all spirits would not give their blessings. So how can a Nagah do its job well without blessings? How can it be an assassin? The only spirits to step up were Moon, River, and the Dragon Kings.
Jesus.
These are the only three spirits that gave Nagah its blessings.
Well, and the Dragon Kings, the High Dragons.
The High Dragons.
They are also known as the Wani.
Yep.
And again, all these extra terms.
I was trying to stay away from that because it gets confused. So I'm just going to call them Dragon Kings from now on out.
That's fair, but I needed to throw that out because that term is going to come up.
Oh, if you read the book, that's all they're considered as.
Yeah, it comes up a lot, and it's like, what the fuck is the Wani? If you don't read from the beginning,
right? Because the lexicon's on like page 16,
right?
And you need that lexicon.
And if you're divvying up all the research because we don't have a lot of time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, Dan, you get chapter 2. Oh, where the fuck is this lexicon?
Yeah, what the fuck is a Wani?
Yep.
I want to know what...
Sashi, Sesha.
I want to know what these words mean.
Yep. Yep, and I Kamsa need to know what that means. Man, this Balrama is not cool. Someone give me some juice.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So I actually wrote down the blessings that were given as well. River gave them the blessings of being able to breathe underwater. This being very important to them because we'll get to that.
Well, I mean, how else do you assassinate?
The moon, when it was first
introduced somewhere.
This is the fun part. When the moon was first introduced to the Nagah, she saw them swimming in a river.
Okay.
But that was holding how she didn't realize that they were actually land animals as well. So unfortunately, when she gave her blessing, they can only travel to the spirit realm in the water, as they call it, or in their water realm, which is the whole thing with river, and they call that the Ananta.
Which is it's like a den realm.
Yep. It's their
for Bastet. And the thing about them, though, is they're portable.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so weird.
It's kind of neat, though. Conceptually, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just one of these things, you just roll with it.
Well, it's kind of like the spiders, too, where their stuff's movable, kind of.
We're not letting the spiders off the hook in terms of weirdness either.
That's true.
We've done that episode.
Yeah, it was already weird.
And then the Dragon Kings, they gave them the power of venom. They would say it would be their choice assassination, but not. Although through their teachings, they tried not to use it as their primary tool. They deemed that as a sloppy kill.
Well, it's true.
Like a last resort?
Basically.
Well, that can leave a trace.
That too.
And that is a problem.
It becomes a problem later,
It does.
It's a big problem.
Yeah, it gets rid of your secretiveness.
Well, this is prior to them needing to be secret.
Okay.
We're not get up to the War of Rage yet. This is history. History 101. If you want to go through time with me.
So take us on a journey through time.
A journey through time. Let's go.
Let's right on through.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so these guys, let's start with the Impergium. They paid little or no attention to it.
Well,
Oh, I've got stuff. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
I was laughing because I have a little Cliff's note here at the top. Paid little or no attention to the Impergium. Essentially, they didn't. We'll get to it. So some Nagah blame their ancestors on being too lax with punishments against Garou and feel that they could have stopped the Impergium if only their jobs were done properly. And so many would not have suffered, including other Fera.
Except.
Go ahead.
Except what?
Except what?
Well, there's also the school of thought that, no, it was fine. They were just keeping the population in check, kind of like we as people do with, say, like deer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that the real problem wasn't that, the Garou were terrible and cold humans. No, that made sense. And ultimately it stopped and we see what happened. We have the world of darkness now.
Yeah.
I know
And
where you're
not
going
the
with this,
shits
and I
under
agree
control.
with this.
Right. But yeah, the school of thought with the Nagah
under
there
control.
is that the problem was that the Garou didn't include the Ratkin.
That's the biggest problem because it's the Ratkin's job.
Right.
Wow.
They
It's that-
stepped on some toes, which
Yeah.
is why I'm saying they blame their ancestors for not laying down the law because of this. They should have stopped those Garou.
Right. And been like, listen, it's fine if you guys want to do this, but let the rats call the shots because this is their job.
Huh. I didn't even think about that. Damn.
It's a big thing in the book. There's a whole little section. I actually screenshotted it, but you already went through it. So
Yeah, I did go
perfect.
through it because I wanted to talk about it because I love seeing that kind of thought process in the game.
Well, that
you
it's
know.
not all Garou's fault.
Not only that it's not all the Garou's fault, but it's people looking at the game through the lens of the stuff they're supposed to be looking through and not the lens of humanity. You know, I get awful tired of having the conversation because it comes up more than you would think
Oh, all the damn
of
time.
people talking about and how terrible it was and this. And like, yeah, sure, for you as a human, but you're looking through the wrong lens.
Right. You're not human in this game.
Right? And moreover, in the world of darkness, the humans are an antagonistic force. I don't care what your opinion is. That's what it is.
Oh, that's true.
It's not even an opinion at that matter. What you think is happening is not what's happening because the humans are antagonistic.
You know, they are fucking worm food.
Mm-hmm.
WY, not, I mean, when they die, they become food for worms, but I
That
mean,
too.
Both were.
yeah, all the way around.
Yeah. Circle of life.
You know, humans fuck up the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They are worm
They're
fodder.
a plague.
Right. You know, you look at, I mean, we don't have to be, you don't got to go very far to point like to Pentex. And you go, well, their worm corrupted. It gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to tell you, the human doesn't beat his wife because he's worm corrupted. He doesn't beat his wife because there are banes. He beats his wife, which attracts banes.
Right.
And it's that disconnect. Like, of course, if you're looking through a human lens, yeah, I don't want to have been murdered. I agree. I also don't want to be murdered.
What?
Not many do.
Right. But in the context of the world of darkness, you know, from the perspective of the Garou who are trying to preserve, while these motherfuckers are like, you know, doing oil spills and shit.
In destroying Gaia.
Right. You know, fucking Deepwater Horizon, Exxon Valdez, you know, humans are the good guys. That's fine. But so, like, stuff like that, I love when I see stuff like that.
I really enjoyed it. I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you did.
No, thank you. Yeah. You know, not only not just blaming Garou, but we're acknowledging that, yeah, maybe Persium, maybe that
right.
shouldn't have ended.
Right. But then once it happened, they just kind of were like, well,
it's
all right.
too late now.
Too late
Fuck.
now. We can't do anything about it because
This is already out of hand.
exactly. So moving on, watching the other Pharaoh was not all the Nagah did. They also interacted with many humans constructively. Their interest with dance and art came fast. Since most Fera did not know the Nagah's true purpose from Gaia, they would jokingly introduce themselves as the dancers of Gaia. And this became what their job was.
To everybody else, they
To
were
everybody,
Gaia's
they were
dancers?
Gaia's
Yeah, they were
dancers.
covered. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Now, some of the craftier breeds, like the Kamazats, the Mokole, and the Koraks, may have figured it out. But these days, it is only the Hengyokai who actually know that the Naga exist in current time.
And I'm actually going to bring this up later, but it feels
feel free to bring it in now.
Yeah, it feels like a good spot. It's important to note that even in the Beast Courts, and, obviously we got this big yokai, probably two-parter in the future.
That's coming.
Point, yeah.
Yeah. That's just a bigger dog, but it's
a
important
big
to note
bone to chew.
it is. But even with the Nagah, they still stay relatively secretive. And, the rest of the Beast Courts are hip to what's going on, and they kind of help keep the Nagahs secret because, you don't want that errant silent strider popping in to deliver a message or, hey, I just want to go to Shibuya Station and take a picture or, whatever.
Yeah.
The tourist showing up going, oh, Nagah are real and are alive. It's no bueno. They don't want that happening.
No.
So they still keep it low key, and thank fuck for the Beast Courts for playing ball on that.
Right. You got to think Macaulay because memory. They're going to kind of know that, hey, but at least they're playing ball. That's what I'm saying. They probably put 2 and 2 together, but there's no confirmation. That's just how they put it in the book. There's no confirmation.
Right.
But those are the 3 other Fera that might have put 2 and 2. Think Korax too, keeper of secrets.
Well,
okay. See, that's
Not
the thing.
keeper of secrets. Let's blab to everybody.
Right.
Secrets.
Yeah, I don't buy that on the Korax because there's no way they'd keep their mouth shut on that for 20 minutes.
I saw a snake man over there.
It's crazy.
And that's probably where they came up with, they're just Macaulay.
You know what? Yeah. Or they're just the dancers.
The dancers. That's
let's not make that super confusing, though.
That's late.
Yeah, right. Let's not throw the word dancers around. People are going to think we fucking do another Worm episode. But no, it's a great cover for sure.
Oh, huge.
Because
great cover.
Not only does it give them if they're into those pursuits anyway, fine. It's, but no one's going to suspect them at that point. They're just stupid dancers. Who gives a shit? Why are all my friends suddenly dead? That's weird. Is there a funeral dance you guys can do? I gotta make arrangements now. It's weird.
The funeral dancer guys.
Oh, jeez, really?
Okay.
Oh, you got more?
No, I'm just holding this, just holding this piece of paper.
I thought you had more. All right, so now we'll move on to the first king of the serpents, Kala. It's referred to as the king of the serpents and was the first to return from the realm of the dragon kings, and was considered the most cunning tactician, a potent mystic, an excellent assassin. Although he hated and strived not to be the person many came to him for advice, though. Now, fun part is there was no tales of his death. He disappeared around the time that Alexander the Great invaded India. He only ruled for a couple decades. Now, obviously, when I mentioned India there, this is their main hub.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which we'll get into on why it's their main hub.
They do mention that they're all around the world, but they are mainly focused.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was focused in India. And soon we'll get to why. But soon after, his place as king was taken by, I don't even want to pronounce this guy's name, Silappadikaram. That's as close as I'm getting to that.
Yeah, Silappadikaram.
Okay.
His friends call him Chad. You don't know Silappadikaram?
Can I call him Chad from now on?
You can call him Chad.
All right.
I'm sure he'd be okay with that.
All right.
It's weird you don't know Chad Silappadikaram.
The faster you say it, the worse it gets. All right, so he was a sensualist, a dancer, and a manipulator. Above everybody. This guy was great. Mm-hmm. More importantly, he had a clear vision of where he wanted to take his people. So a true king. Now, being a keen strategist, he taught them to use dance, poetry, and other arts to embed themselves with the humans, and were able to take charge of the culture of human culture.
This makes so much sense.
Yep. Now, they created the discipline of yoga, and they turned the human race into greater enlightenment and sophistication rather than barbarism.
I'm going to fucking call an audible right now. They probably invented capoeira.
Invented what?
Oh.
Invented what?
Capoeira.
What's that?
It's a Brazilian dance fighting.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They made an amazing action movie that I want to do in a movie night at one point called Only the Strong. It's ridiculous.
Did not know that. That's actually kind of cool. They probably did. That would make a little sense.
Dancing, fighting,
So obviously this was a resounding success, and they made their way into the highest stations in the Indu Valley. And the area was very prosperous due to this, and it thrived. So all the Nagah are just like, hey, I'm living the life now. All these silks and tapestry, like they have all the nice fancy shit.
But that,
and
again, that
India has a big trade hub too at the time.
That makes so much sense because again, you look at the Balaram, which are the Hamids, the snake Hamids.
That's just a Hamid.
Hamid. They used to only be children born of nobility. So like the kings of the area.
Well, that'd be because they already worked their way in.
So yeah, any of the Hamid born of the Nagah were only children of nobility.
Yeah, and at this time, Nagah was not secretive about being Nagah at all. Like they were just, hey, I'm Nagah. Cool. Like they were just living it up.
That's weird. Okay.
Snake man got a snake. What?
They weren't being secretive about it.
Now, of course, that ends up...
Oh, that ends up changing aggressively and quickly soon.
Yeah.
Because this is where things start to get complicated after they were thriving in the Indus Valley and everything. So this began to complicate things with the Ratkin. Now, when they deemed it necessary to thin the human population, this is when because obviously Nagah's thriving well with humans, they don't want any more of their humans to be taken away. There's speculation that the Nagah would judge some Ratkin too harshly when targeting with their plagues and the Nagah-controlled areas.
Which is, we talk about this, but like it's a very Fera thing to do. I mean, there's the through line, right?
Yeah.
The Garu are big meanies, and they've only done bad things, and they're the only ones who have done bad things.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because you said the Fera thing to do. I knew exactly where you're going with it.
Right.
Well, they all have their line. So
right. And like all of those lines involve Garu are bad, and we have never once been an asshole even a little bit.
At least they're stating it right here.
No, exactly, which is refreshing.
I like this. This is why I like Nagah. They're owning up to a lot of shit.
They do. And like there's another point we're going to get on pretty soon that I'm fucking excited about.
We're getting there.
I know we are.
You see as the history starting to change as I'm going.
I
we're
do.
Getting there.
Yeah.
It's weird, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's, for them to go, we were fine. Everyone's got to do their jobs. Just don't do your job around me.
Yeah, don't do your job where I'm prosperous right now.
Right.
Please.
Like I'm gonna fuck you up for doing your job around me. Also, if you don't do your job, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's kind of their thing.
Right.
If you don't do it right.
It's a very fair move.
I got one more paragraph before we jump to the War of Rage.
Yeah.
So now with too many Nagah gathered in one area, the king made a strategic move, and he started having them spread out. He's like, well, if I'm making this so prosperous, hey, let me go over to Europe and see if I can make that price. And, let's spread out from here.
And this is where the crowns were established.
This is where the crowns were
I
established.
was just gonna say that.
Excellent. So, Danny, what's a crown?
Crown was kind of like the head of those areas, their council of elders, if you will.
No, I mean, that's true. I was handing you that one.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and they all have their different names, which isn't important right now, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. It's
not really need to know right now.
No, but like here's the crown of America and the crown over here in Europe. Yeah, so they
Yep, that's exactly where those were brought to be.
Chad did
his
call.
Good job,
He was
Chad.
very Chadly. Obviously, with the move, though, these Nagah that moved away could not be as open about themselves as they were in India.
Right.
But it was quite successful prior to the War of Rage, but they did not predict the War of Rage coming, and with the thinning out of the Nagah, the newly established areas did not stand a chance.
No, they still exist, though.
They still exist, but at the time, they didn't stand a chance of what was coming.
Oh, sure.
So they were expanding, but they were expanding too soon.
No, they expanded like right before the War of Rage.
That's what I mean by too soon.
It was poor
Yeah,
timing.
it was just bad timing.
It was poor timing. But I mean, obviously they needed to, but it was just poor timing.
Yeah, now you've stretched yourselves thin, and that's way easier to destroy you now.
Well, and about that, huh?
About that. The War of Rage.
War of Rage.
Yeah.
They're all destroyed. No more Naga.
And once upon
There's
a time, the Garu were big
lot.
meanies, and it's only their fault.
Only ever.
There's a lot
But
to
no.
this, though.
Yeah, not this time.
So to the Garu, the Naga were, and this is fun. This is where I came into that sentence with you before we started. Were fops and dandies, effete snobs, aesthetics, and human lovers. Just a lot of big words and old-timey insults,
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's too old-timey for you.
which is just funny. Because I was reading it, I'm like, this is just funny because I only understood like two of these things.
Which, in the meantime, like, I love my old-timey insults, or even my old-timey slang to throw out every now and then, which I like usually backfires because I have to explain it. Like, I'll describe something as the Genshiest, and everyone's like, what the fuck happened? And like, you guys know, so you're like, see, you do this to yourself, Porter.
So with
Yes.
that, the Garu were jealous of their life and royalty that they were living amongst the humans. And
That's what they said.
this is what hold on, it gets better. And they resented that. Not only, they still didn't know that their true purpose was.
They didn't know they were
The
supposed to
Garu.
be they didn't know that the Garu was supposed to
Didn't know the true purpose, so they're still getting pissed off at them.
And this becomes a big deal.
This becomes a huge deal. But the Garu underestimated the Naga at first.
Well, sure.
Again,
Because they thought they were just the royalty dancers and they're just going to be pushovers.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone thought they were dancers. Why would they be worried about dancing?
So at first, the Garu were actually getting their asses kicked. But then eventually they got smart and they were sending packs of like 8 to 10 to 20 Garu at these guys.
I want to step on your toes here,
No, go ahead.
but I feel like maybe you've passed it.
No, we'll get to I got the story coming up right here.
Okay.
It's just the way the book laid it out. Like it throws that out there and then it tells you the story.
All right.
The messenger.
No, that's not even where I was going.
Okay.
Then hit it.
Go ahead, hit it.
All right. Yeah. I mean, no, this is something that I love about the Naga. And I know we talked about this a bit earlier, is that it's like, the Naga had their hand in the War of Rage. You know, it was like this Machiavellian chain of events that led to the death of a Silver Fang.
The messenger. That's what I was saying.
okay.
Yeah, the story was coming.
Oh, okay.
It's just this. I'm going by. This is where the book laid it. So I had that bit of. Well, this is prior to like the official War of Rage. They were still attacking the Naga. The Garu were. So this was prior, according to the book, because this is in phonetical order of the book.
Okay, but
It's fine. So let's see. The story goes from what kicked off the War of Rage was a particularly troubled Naga that was being influenced by the Corruptor. So obviously the worm. She was tasked by the Corruptor to take out a Garu that had a letter for a Silver Fang warrior from the king that was leading Garu to direct their rage at other Fera. The letter was a ceasefire. So the king, Silver Fang King, was actually giving a letter to the guy that was head of whatever to cease fire against other Fera. Like, because he was a hot-headed Silver Fang, just was getting tired of everything and just killing. It was a barbarian kind of Silver Fang.
Weird.
Yeah. The Naga was successful in her mission, but the Garu's body was found because it took her forever to catch the Garu. It was very close to home when she managed to make the kill. This sparked an investigation, and the Garu's findings did not lead them to the Naga, but to the Bubasti. And along the way, they heard about the Gurhal's ability to resurrect the dead.
Oh, Jesus.
And they tracked down a pack of 3 Gurhal and demanded that they teach or resurrect their fallen Garu. So obviously this messenger being killed could have potentially slowed the War of Rage.
well, see, arguably, and I mean, this is where we were kind of on the same path, and then we weren't.
Okay, go ahead.
But you bring up these Garu who came to the, I wonder if we knew the name of the guy in charge of those Garu who went to
I
the.
didn't write it down. It was in the book. I didn't write it down. I didn't think the name was that important.
Why?
I'm sure it is.
Well, I'm dropping a Kreger Wormfoe reference,
That wasn't the name.
but it's a very similar story. Is the point?
Why wouldn't it be the same name then?
Because maybe it's bullshit.
Huh.
I mean, you got to remember, man. And again, we're going so far off my fucking point. I hate you both. In 10 minutes, I've been trying to talk about this, but
Go ahead.
is that it's all hearsay?
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, maybe they just heard it incorrectly then.
or you play a game of telephone and shit gets lost. But again, you talk about these, these silver fangs, and Gregor Wormfoe was a silver fang. I always misremember him as a get because Gregor Wormfoe
sounds like
Gregor does not sound to me like I
silver
think
fang.
Right.
It sounds very good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Gregor Wormfoe is a fucking silver fang.
Hmm.
So you look at the story of Gregor Wormfoe, there's his pack confronting the girl about being able to resurrect people and the Death Bear, and then this story here, there's similarities.
There's very big similarities here.
Like I ain't saying it's the same guy, but
could be.
You can, and obviously, I think that situation probably had to happen a dozen different times in over a dozen different places. Like I was going back, something I really appreciate about the Nagah in terms of the War of Rage is they don't just point fingers at the Garu. That they take, they blame their own ancestors.
Yeah, they take some responsibility.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen very often. So a little bit respect there.
Right.
And they blame this Nagataka, which is named Taka, I think.
Nagataka?
Nagataka.
Oh,
there's a fun sentence I want to put on air in a second, but we'll get to that.
So yeah, and to jump on your story.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
I said go ahead like 5 minutes ago.
I know, and then you fucking
took it back.
It's again time the Nagah pieced together what happened, and that the fault did come from one of their own who and it was significant because they claim it was for the first time ever that a Nagah leaned toward a member of the Triad being more important than the others. So the bottom line is one of their own fell to the worm and nearly destroyed all of the Triad and the Gaia had created. Just the one, the worm's kind of neat and fucked it up for everybody.
Whoa.
And that traitor's name, Venata, that's what I got. I pulled that from the book.
Venata's correct. I just remember reading Taka, so I put Taka in there.
That's fair.
Venata's right. I was not writing down names.
That's fine. That's why I'm saying, like, fucking, no, it's Venata, man. I copied and pasted from the text. It's Venata.
It's not writing names down.
That's fine. You shouldn't have dropped one.
I should have. But again.
No, you shouldn't have.
Anyway.
Yes. The traitor, Venata, is reviled, and quote, her suffering is legendary among the Nagah.
Damn.
Y'all, you got a race that is assassins, like as a job, and they call someone suffering legendary?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Right? Like, that's some Cenobite shit. That's like Pinhead going, that was a rough day. That was kinky. I don't know. Jesus.
Oh, man, I need a shower.
Right? But put on like the Cosby Show to get some normalcy. Maybe that's a bad example today. But need something wholesome.
But yeah, they did find in her belongings that letter. That's how they pinned it to her.
Which, good on them. Yeah, like how they did their due diligence. But it's super nice.
They started realizing how crazy she was getting. Like at one day when she came back from that mission of killing that Silver Fang was when they realized in the story. They realized that she's gone crazy. Sent her out on a fake mission to look through her belongings, and that's when they found that letter. And they started piecing things together.
That's weird.
Yeah, right. Like, there you go. They did their due diligence, and lo and behold, they're not going to Garu Hermines and did everything bad.
They could have stopped the thing.
Yeah, right. Also,
fortunately, the worm got involved.
maybe everyone's an asshole a little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So now we'll move more towards present time.
All right.
Okay.
I like presents.
I will lose presents.
I miss presents.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So after years of hiding, one noble Nagah seeked out the Dragon Kings for help once more to try and rebuild the tribe. Since the Nagah survivors were so split from each other with no communication, the Dragon Fathers helped form the Sessha, which is now like their king's thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is 9 of the most prominent Nagah, and they also gave them a realm. So the Sessha is actually a separate realm where these 9 are.
I was going to say, it was kind of weird reading, again, without having the context of the previous chapter. Mm-hmm. It's like, what the hell's going on? So you got to keep going back and forth between the lexicon. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. Let's try this again.
Yeah, so they gave them that realm so they could teach and do business and continue to do their jobs as Gaia intended it. And that this was also when a new rule was also established that loyalty to any facet of the triad makes a mockery of true justice.
Interesting.
Impartial, yo.
Gotta be
Smart
impartial,
move.
because you have to be. To be an assassin like that, you have to be.
Oh, sure.
And then
That's a
I have a
smart
little bit
move.
more, and then that's pretty much I got for history. And then they moved to the Industrial Revolution. The Sasha forbade the Nagah from doing anything against the humans for the monstrosities that they were creating. Obviously, build all the industry, and
Monstrosities.
They
That
called
sounds
them?
awful antagonistic. Oops. What?
but they didn't want to interfere because it's Ratkin's job.
But there you go, though.
So they actually made another sacred law due to this: strike against the corrupter if the opportunity is true. Because obviously these humans are making this crap because of where.
Well,
I mean,
let's not.
there's a lot to it, but
Yeah, that's super. But yeah,
So all because of that, I guess that traitor really is now they're the super secretive tribe that they don't want anyone else knowing
War
they
of
are.
Rage happened, obviously.
Well, that too, but I mean, that's,
during that War of Rage, is the ones that did survive fucked off to their realms, their water realms. I can't remember the name of it. Akata, whatever.
you say they're den realms.
They're
It's
den
fine.
realms, yes.
Again, let's keep it simple.
Yeah, they went and hid, and they're so spread out and had no connection with each other anymore. So they just lived there, and they couldn't do their job because they're small little nests of themselves.
Right, which is like a group of 2 or 3.
Yep, it's their packs.
Yeah, which is kind of important. They run in groups of 2 or 3. And obviously they're not supposed to be seen. The secrecy is so important.
that's fair.
So having that level of backup there for what they do.
Well, it even says like they don't even tell the children like before they become Naga, even though they know they'll be Naga, they don't tell them because like the silence is safety.
Well, you've been around kids.
Well, that
Kids
too, they can't, yeah.
can't. They don't know how to tight-lip things.
No, it's true. It's like, hey, hey nephew, here's a fucking. Don't tell your mom about this candy bar that I gave you.
And 5 minutes later, his mom's coming. Why'd you give him a candy bar?
Right, Mom. Guess what? Uncle got me a candy bar. Fuck you, kid.
Yep.
It's the last candy bar you ever get.
Right. next time I'm watching you, I'm taking you to school. Just dropping you off at your school.
Doesn't matter what day it is, what
Right.
time it is.
Yeah.
Going to school.
I'm making you go. I'm going to pick you up from school, drive around the block, and put you back at school. I'm going to slip your teacher $5 to make you have detention.
But I did like that they actually owned up. It's not all the car's fault. We could have prevented this if we had caught this person sooner.
Right. Well, and some of that too is on them because we talk about like the messenger, but even beyond that, is because of their secrecy and their true purpose. Mm-hmm. When they'd fuck somebody off, it would oftentimes lead to like the Garu or whoever blaming everyone else.
Because they thought they were just the dancers and did nothing.
Right. And so it can't be you who killed my nephew who told about the candy bar. Maybe that's why. But how did I link that back? I love it.
know.
I love
Perfect.
it. That was perfect.
Oh, that's good.
But it's weird because they all, again, they're the assassins. Mm-hmm. That's their job.
Yeah.
But they have auspices. But their auspices are not tied to their job because all Naga have the one job.
Well, to be fair, all shifters have the one job that they were
Agreed.
given.
But when they look at the auspices, these are more of like how they're supposed to act and their temperament. And it goes, and again, this is one of the weird ones where they go by these seasons rather than moon phases.
Right.
It's just weird. And not only that, but they also have like an elemental affinity with their seasons. Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. Why? Okay.
They need an extra up because they don't have many spirits that's helping them. Maybe it was just a way of giving them a little extra hand.
Sure. But you have the Kali, like the winter, and their element is water. And they're the most rare because, again, they're born in winter. Not many snakes are born in winter. Suppose if they can really survive that birth, they can almost do anything, weirdly enough. You have the Kamakshi. These names are so fucking weird.
All the names in this book are weird.
Yeah. And they're spring. And their element is earth. They're all about life. And it's not like taking life, but they're preserving life, like children. Or healing of the sick. They like the feeling of life. I don't know. It's weird the way they wrote these down. The Kamsa are autumn, and their element was air. They're very focused. Very much know thy enemy kind of thing. And then Karlakeya. I think that's how you say it. And that's summer. And their element was fire. Now you'd think like super angry and like the super assassins at that point, but no, it's more of they're high tempered, but they're very passionate. They even consider like these like the dancers, which is hilarious. Why? Because I didn't know about the dancing thing in the beginning here.
That wasn't a lexicon?
I mean, again, going back and forth, and how often should you be doing that? I didn't memorize every goddamn word.
Neither did I, obviously. I couldn't think of a name.
But I just thought, and again, it was the auspices are more of the seasons rather than the moon phases, so that's already weird but still interesting. And then you have the element affinities with these different, very, very different compared to really any of the other Fera, much less the Garu.
I mean, yeah. And, all of the Fera have their differences, obviously. And their fun lexicons of terms that we're not really using.
No,
because
we don't so hard to even pronounce.
So, we talk about the Nagah, and something I think is interesting about them is the fact that, we talked about the Sessha, and that they don't have formal renown. Everything goes through the Sessha. Yeah, like literally everything.
Yeah, it's like the crowns are the ones giving them their duties to do, their jobs.
Right, but the crowns answer to the Sessha too.
Yeah.
They're at the top. They're kind of it's not a 1-for-1, obviously. Because there's the Wani, the Dragon Kings to consider. But it's almost like the Sessha are to the Nagah what Queen Ananasa is to the Ananasi.
That's a great way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's not a 1-for-1, but it's pretty close.
It's a good comparison.
Yeah. Like you report to the Sessha, they decide what you get access to. The level of gifts, the power you have in their society, everything goes through them.
What an annoying job.
It's weird.
They're like if they're like the highest snake. If only there was a snake that was some sort of royalty thing that we could compare it to.
Like a king. Cobra.
Yeah, like a king of some sort. Yeah, like if only there was a type of snake like that.
Like a king cobra?
Yeah, something like it. It's just a shame there isn't one that we could reference.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, no, I know, right? It's weird that there wouldn't be like a top snake. But, this would be like a royalty, like a queen or a prince.
Anaconda?
Like a queen constrictor, perhaps.
Oh, okay. I'm good with that.
Prince Black Mamba.
King Cobra?
The 3 Bs?
The 3
Wow. Bs. Wow. Okay.
We make our own fun.
Sometimes.
But no, I think that's really interesting, and it's even beyond that, right? Because okay, the Sessha goes, okay, you're ready. You're going to learn rank 3 gifts now. We've decided. Fuck off, And so you go.
Fuck off, here you go.
Yeah, right? So they go to the Ziwengshi, which is like the realm of the Wani, like where the Dragon Kings are. And then they're taught those gifts like directly. So like they got to get permission from the Sessha, but all the gifts are given by grace of the Wani. Jesus, that sentence.
Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, the ruling council, the council, the queen constrictors, if you will.
The queen and kings.
Yeah. They go, yeah, then you can access this stuff. So boom, here's access to the Umbra realm. Here are the Dragon Kings, and the Dragon Kings do the teaching. So the thing there is, again, they get their gifts only by the grace of this Wani, of these Dragon Kings. So, like, again, they can give and take away.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a takeaway.
There can be a takeaway.
So they take the gifts away? Do they take their, like, renown, essentially, away, too?
Well, again, they don't have a formal renown system.
Just ranks.
There isn't one.
Do they have ranks, at least?
I mean, insofar as...
Mechanics-wise, yeah. You can have a level 1 or a level 2, yeah.
But not...
You're demoted, rank 1.
Yeah, like, that's just the game mechanic.
Yeah.
They don't have that system.
Missed opportunity.
Why would it be a missed opportunity?
To add more fun words.
Okay. Like there's not enough.
You've reached the status of Zippadoo.
Perfect.
Whoa. Kind of snake is that?
I still want to throw in that fun sentence or whatever.
I think it's a King Garter Snake. That's the type, right? That's the one. King Rattler. King Rattler.
King Rattler. There we go.
I can take that. Oh, God.
Only there was a type of snake.
Only you can be the proper type of snake.
Oh, is it like the corrupted Gurhal that only create forest fires? I just invented that. That's a new thing.
So, like, if they're only given the gifts, would their venom be, I guess, their gift? Or is that kind of like already a thing?
Well, Nagah venom is very much a thing. I think we mentioned earlier that it's not something they prefer to use with assassin.
Right. They try not. It's a last ditch effort.
Right. Well, because it's a little obvious.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're oh.
Could you imagine being in Snake Krynos and biting a dude and killing him? And then, like, for some reason you fucked up on body disposal and they get an autopsy. It's like, there is literally a bucket of snake venom in this man.
Jeez.
Just a bucket full of it. What happened? It's like he was attacked by some sort of snake man.
Well, hold on. How does the Nagah venom work? Is that like a one-day use kind of thing? Or?
Nagah venom is kind of the shit.
It kills anything, so it's like this thing has to have something that keeps you from using it too much.
I think there's a limited amount of Danny?
Well, they say that, like, it's not the same as Cobra venom, but it's very, very similar. Whereas Cobra venom can be like, it takes some time to go through, like, the bloodstream, essentially.
It's like 12
Nagah
hours
venom is almost instantaneous.
Oh. I was about to say Cobra venom is like 12 hours because it takes a minute to get to the certain organs it needs to shut them down.
Yeah. So, like, quote unquote here, while a cobra's bite might take a few moments to work, the were serpent's poisons may as well have been injected into the bloodstream by an intravenous feed.
Ooh, that almost sounds like it's like a neuro kind of toxin.
A little bit.
Well, if I remember, they can spit the venom 2 or 3 times a day. But
you can even spit this, not even have to bite.
Yeah, like a Prince Cobra.
Oh, okay.
How they can kind
I was thinking more Jurassic Park, whatever that thing is.
I'm not sure how different that is.
A Nagah can inject venom 3 times before depleting the venom sacs behind her fangs.
You get 3 shots a day.
However, spitting the venom expends 2 doses.
Okay, so I had that a little wrong. But Nagah venom, however, is, and this probably isn't true, but it's what's in my heart. At least, it probably is I'll say one of, to cover my ass here, the most dangerous, like, deadly things
in the world of
darkness.
I mean, it's an instant kill on anything.
What is it, like 8 aggravated damage?
So poison victims suffer an additional 7 health levels of ag damage, which is also soaked separately, which is ridiculous.
But see, there you go, right? So that's a bite damage.
You're in Hamid, you're dead.
Right. That's bite damage.
Soaked separately.
Already.
Oh, no, the poison is
it's already,
separately.
right? And then the poison comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No, thanks. Yeah, that is definitely up there.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the most dangerous
soaked
things
separately.
And then, like, it works on, like, works on leeches.
Yeah.
Like, so it even works on leeches.
Yeah,
it works on not leeches. Worked on anything, like, or just worked on.
It doesn't work on spirits.
Well, that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It works on Almost everything except themselves.
But other bites from other snake men would hurt them.
No. They're immune to their own poisons and venoms.
To their own, but if another Nagah bit them, would their poison affect them?
Another Ananasi.
So
that's not another at that point. But
So
an Ananasi's poison would work,
right.
But another Nagah's not your own venom.
Right.
Do
so,
okay.
So you can, but he said it works on vampires. It's halved through vampires.
But it still works on them.
But it still works, and they can expel throughout their body, but that's more vampire shit.
Right. But like, think about that. Like, it even works on Dracula's.
Undead.
Yeah, on the undead.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's not. We're not like bagging on leeches, but like that's how potent it is.
Right.
That makes me wonder how they lost the War of Rage.
Right. That will kill a thing that is already dead.
That's a way of putting that. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's some potent shit. Like I said, I think it's one of the most dangerous things in the world.
3 shots a day, and you still
again
lost the War of Rage.
But if you spit it out, it takes 2 of
Don't
those.
spit it.
Yeah, you don't.
3 bites.
Because I mean, that's the thing is that Nagah venom works. It's not like it's not a snake Krynos thing. It's a Nagah thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's in all forms except the Hamid.
Right. So like, think about that. You don't have to be war form. I got my like broadswords. It's not gonna be broadswords. It's heavy Indian.
You could just be little rattler, just scurrying around on the ground and bite them on their foot, and then see you later.
Right. You could just scurry the fuck somewhere and go. Sorry, but it's over.
But remember, they don't use it for that.
Right, but they can.
But they can. That's the scary part.
Granted, it's, what is it, shunned upon or whatever.
Frowned upon.
Frowned upon, yeah. But still,
I mean,
they can do it.
Right.
You might lose a rank, but...
And like, where are we? Again, we talk about the context of the War of Rage. They don't even have to be out there fighting. They could have just been, like, crawled in the dude's cereal box.
Hanging from a tree as you walk by. Nope.
Right?
I mean,
oops,
yes.
start in your neck.
Oops.
But you go and then you look at the sacred laws again, right? Because they're there to cast judgment and punishments.
Guilty.
If that's frowned upon and they find one that's doing it, they're going to kill him.
Maybe. I think. Look, I'm not sure the hierarchy of snakeman laws.
Well, do they have other laws aside from the 2 that I mentioned?
Yes. They have an entire, it's their version of the litany. It's the sacred laws.
Okay.
All right. What are the sacred laws?
God damn it.
I was waiting. I was going to do it, but you beat me to it.
All right. So preserve the sacred secret art at all times.
There's
of dance.
Dance.
Too many S's in this already.
Honor the 3 mothers. Punish those who betray their duties.
You're making it work.
Yeah. Be careful, man.
Okay, so punish those who betray their duties.
Okay.
Never hunt alone. Remain humble. Abhor imbalance. Strike against the corrupter if the opportunity is true.
Damn you, worm.
It's weird.
Well, it's just weird that you never listed off the very one. Don't pick a side of the.
Well, that's abhor imbalance.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so it's shortened and sweetened, and okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
They just didn't want too many S's. That's why.
Imbalance.
Imbalances. He's laughing in essence. What?
I tried so hard and it came out great.
Okay.
I didn't think there was such a thing as snake milk, but based on what we're doing to this promise.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Which, and another weird thing, I mean, I guess not weird, but kind of cool still. It's, how much they're, not immune, but how much they're vulnerable to silver.
Well, followers of Moon, that kind of makes sense.
Right. But the lunar metal causes ag and unsoakable.
Which is...
Other than, again, same with Garu, other than
in your Hamid
breed form.
Yeah. Which is nice to know, but it's also a little,
mm-hmm.
It's a little weird to me. I don't know.
It's like, I'm about to get hit with silver.
I mean, everyone's,
switch.
We're all vulnerable, right? Everyone's,
something.
Yeah. But it's just like, again, being so neutral. You'd think Aunt Luna would have been, they'd have got a pass. That's what I'm saying.
Because she was one of the only celestial spirits to give a blessing to them.
Right. I mean, but Luna, I mean, she's a sweetheart. She's very stable.
Aunt Luna is super stable.
Yeah, she is very stable. See, I mean, and let's look at let's move to the end of the end of the page on this, I suppose.
Yeah.
So what the fuck to do with them? Like, they're cool and all, but fucking
they're
you get
super cool.
How to implement them into World of Darkness.
Right.
Without being like, hey, there's a Nagah over here.
Look at this. Isn't it wacky?
Because, yes, these are the assassins. They're not supposed to be known.
That's true. And this thing is most Nagah stories revolve around like a particular a nest, which is like their pack.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the thing about that is most are only composed of like 3.
Correct.
So there's some stuff here. And then, people tend to want to do this stuff, but one of the most difficult things is inserting Nagah into stories that aren't specifically about Nagah.
Okay.
But how do you do that?
Well, very fucking carefully.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you do that without fucking up the lore here?
One is by leaning on use of a gift called Veil of the Wani. In this gift, the gist of it here is that, like, you roll the thing, your success will cause the targets to remember Nagah's activity wrong. And then multiple successes, obviously it's better the better you roll.
Yeah.
But like with enough, you can erase the memory entirely.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Taken of the Forgotten, but a little better.
Right. Now, the problem with this becomes it's twofold. All right. Is number one, nobody likes it was all a dream type stories.
No, that sounds boring.
Right. And that's kind of what you're doing by invoking that gift.
Mm-hmm.
And the second, beyond the all a dream stories that is never popular with people hate losing control of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like, I don't care what you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
People hate when they are no longer in control of their characters.
Yeah.
Danny knows.
And I mean, video games.
Yep.
To role-playing games, everything.
I watched a buddy break a mouse over World of Warcraft once. This was forever ago because he was chain feared through an entire Battleground match.
Oh, that's rough.
Right?
I would break my keyboard.
Yeah, he launched that mouse like a fucking softball. He brought his rig over for a week because he was hanging out. He's like, I can't miss my raids, and I can't. So he was playing.
Oh, yeah. I would be livid too.
Oh, yeah.
Chain feared through the whole dungeon?
Through the whole Battleground. Yeah.
Oh, through the whole Battleground. Oh.
Yeah. This was vanilla.
Okay. But, oh, God.
Yeah, so like you could get away with that shit because like a fear would be like 8 seconds and you couldn't break it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have another one, like 3 people doing the fears. He was pretty good on the Battleground. Like, he was pretty high ranked. So people knew him. So it was like, oh, he's going to be here. We have to contain him.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, like I watched it. He fucking, like, needless to say, alone in my mouse for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But,
fucking break it. You're never coming over again.
Yeah, I was never big into the PvP, but I understand.
yeah, like people hate.
Oh, yeah.
There's no quicker way to piss someone off. So there's a problem with that there. Of course, the big question is why Nagah characters are mixed in the first place. Why are we putting these Nagah with these other people to begin with?
You shouldn't be, but
Right, but this is the question, obviously, you always have to ask, and the easiest answer for me, I think, or maybe is to use Nagah as antagonists.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like that's the easiest answer. They're hunting an NPC,
Mm-hmm.
or even the players, but that will also pose greater problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Nagah society isn't like, oh, look, we sent our assassins and they failed and were discovered and murdered. I guess they won.
Right.
End of that story.
No, not at all.
They got to clean up their mess.
Right.
You got 4 nests after you.
Exactly. It's like, that doesn't end.
No, not by a long shot.
The idea of a team up exists, but that is at best flawed, right?
Oh, it's very flawed.
Right, because of their need for the secrecy, right? So it's got to be a pretty massive threat for this to happen. And like, I would argue nothing less than a Blacktooth level threat. Nothing less than it.
There's a good story with the Blacktooth in their history. But I mean, it's Blacktooth.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that story.
Exactly.
It was funny. Like, they were going to take out Blacktooth. This was the story, basically. They were going to take him out, and when they got there, he was already dead.
There you go.
They're like, oh, well, all right. Things just happen. I mean, that's just how that story went. Like, they were prepping to lay down judgment.
That's kind of neat.
And they'd, like, spent months prepping, getting 3 nests ready to go take him out.
Jesus.
And showed up. Because they had contingencies, like, because it's freaking who it was.
Right.
So they had many outs in case shit hit the fan. No, showed up and he was gone. Taken out. Like, oh, cool, job's done.
The Ahandi took care. I mean, thank fuck,
Right.
But that's pretty neat. I like that. But that's the thing. So, like, it wouldn't be anything less, right? Because they weren't right there. They were going to do it themselves, not let's team up with the Ahandi.
No.
Right. So it's got to be at least that big of a deal, if not larger.
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking like antediluvian level leeches, maybe. Right. And again, it's a big fucking deal.
I mean, even at Black Fang's level, they were still trying to take it out themselves. So
right. So that's the thing.
They weren't even trying to team up with anybody yet.
Right. So you would argue stronger than a Blacktooth level threat.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Even then, it's unlikely the Nagah would reveal themselves. So you can do it, but.
Apocalyptic. It's got to be apocalyptic levels.
Right. Like, it's got to be that big of a deal.
There's no way they'd reveal.
That said, there is the beast courts, but like we talked about,
they're
before.
Still pretty secretive.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we already kind of talked about it. Like, they're still super secretive. And again, let's not let the Westerners know that we exist, because that's going to be a party foul.
So I guess you could run one centralized in the beast courts spot, but outside of that, no.
But at the end of the day, that's a Hengi Yokai game, and that's kind of a different thing.
Yeah. And we'll get into that whenever we get that episode.
We're really going to make that episode. We swear we're going to. It's
just a lot of research for us.
We started it and we realized what a Herculean task that was going to be for an episode. And
there's no way we have time at this moment.
Right. Like, that's going to be a day we're going to record it. Is like one massive episode and cut it or something. I don't know what.
Oh, maybe.
It's going to be rough because it's a big book. There's a lot to go through.
Yeah, we're not doing it alone. We're bringing somebody else in, at least.
Well, we got to split up that workload. There's a lot.
Yeah. Get like fucking Grant
it's
on here.
A different game.
It kind of, yeah.
That's his
like,
point.
there's so much. But moving on from that, though. Something else you could do. You could do like a La Femme Nikita kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is, I get it. But, like you have the Nagah who has kind of gone rogue.
Right.
Rejecting, maybe they've had a change of heart or something, or do like a Leon of the Professional thing where there's something that has made that Nagah want to get out of the whole being a Nagah and doing my job game. Or perhaps they have gotten in trouble by botching something. But the point is that at that point they would be on the run being chased by their fellow Nagah. Yeah,
I was going to just say that. That's
how long can you survive?
Well, and that's the thing, is that the rogue Nagah will die. Mm-hmm. But it's good for like a short arc, certainly. That said, you can also go from the other direction and have a group who was sent after said rogue Nagah.
I see that as more of an interesting game, especially if you're going to do a group.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that Leon the Professional, because that's such an awesome movie, by the way. For its timeline, its time frame.
Well, shit, La Femme Nikita is good too. Even the American version, Point of No Return.
I mean, I know of it. I don't think I've ever watched it, but I know of it.
Yeah, it's the American version of La Femme Nikita. It's fine. You know that nothing's ever as good as the original.
No, of course not, but
yeah. Now, there's also another thing, and it's weird we haven't talked about it. But we haven't talked about it. We're going to now.
Okay.
Is Old Man Miniskins.
Yes.
Fucking hell. We keep forgetting to bring him up.
I didn't forget shit.
Okay, well.
It was in like the prelogue. It wasn't in the actual history. Because I had the history section. But I read the prologue or whatever. Yeah. And it's there. But I just it wasn't part of the history section, so I didn't write it down.
But tell us a little bit about that, Tom.
They caught Old Man Miniskins.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they caught him. He
was portraying a Nagah, and they caught him?
No, he was just too clever for them to lay the judge. So they wanted to go to...
Well, he was spying on them.
They captured him to lay judgment, but they couldn't because he was too clever.
Of course.
So they took him to the Nine Kings and asked for help with this situation because of Old Man Miniskins. The most clever Nuisha they've met.
Yeah. See, he had infiltrated and masqueraded because he can do that.
That's awesome.
He can masquerade as whatever. He's got that technology. Coyote gave it to him personally.
That man is amazing, and I really want to still read that book. The tales of him.
And see, right. That'd be I would love that. But see, that's the thing, is there is the issue of Old Man Minis, because we've talked about before. Mm-hmm. He's been spying on all the changing breeds and learning all sorts of shit. This is a through line, Yeah, he's learning all sorts of shit and secrets about all the different changing breeds, shit that, they would destroy their own if this shit got out, right?
And how many Yavas does he know, you think?
Probably all of them.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
I would wager. Because there he is. Well, I'm going to put on a Simba skin today. Ha ha ha. I learned all your bullshit. I'm going to move on. He's been doing this, but the Nagah fucking caught him. Right?
Which is awesome.
It is.
Like they had him in a duffel bag kind of thing. It was part of the start of the story. It's like they just plopped him on the ground in front of the Nine Kings in a duffel bag.
So not only did they catch him, but they didn't know how to cast judgment because of how clever he was.
They didn't know what to do.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, like what do you do with this? But that's the thing. They know about him, obviously. Mm-hmm. The sessions they're aware. And so it's what do you do about him? So this is the thing. That could be your game. Is the hunt for Old Man Miniskins.
Oh.
To get him from...
Your nest is tasked with hunting him down and killing him.
Good luck.
Right. And see, this is something I would consider. Right? That's an awesome fucking premise if you're going to do a Nagah game. Already. How epic is that? But, hear me out. What if you set it up so your players lose?
Like there's no way they're ever going to kill
right. Yeah, you make your players unknowingly be the bad guys in this scenario. This isn't the story of this ragtag Suicide Squad group of Nagah who are going to take the ultimate prey down. This is the story of Old Man Miniskins fucking off a group of Nagah who were chasing him.
I like that. I mean, as a player,
you're going to hate it.
But
it's a good story.
Right.
And, I mean, being Old Man Miniskins, you'd think he would be able to do it. Man is legend.
Right? Like, imagine that, right? The funny thing is when I was thinking about that, right? It's a little obvious, but actually I looked at that from the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner kind of thing.
Oh.
Well, because in those cartoons... Mm-hmm. We follow Wile E. Coyote.
Mm. Yep, and
he's the antagonist or the protagonist. He's the bad guy, but he's your protagonist.
Right.
You never see it from the Roadrunner's perspective, where the Roadrunner's just living his fucking life, and here's like a rocket coming out of fucking nowhere, and someone painted a fucking black circle on the side of a rock, and what?
I just remember there was like a Game Gear, but there was a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote game. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck are you supposed to beat this? You'll never catch the Roadrunner.
Good on the Roadrunner.
Right. And it's kind
He's
of
just
the
going
same
about
thing.
his day.
But it's that total role reversal, though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously a coyote, and it's like, well, no, in this situation, Old Man Miniskins is the Roadrunner. You don't just catch him.
No.
So how cool is that, if you're going to play that Nagah game? You're going after this guy. He's Old Man Miniskins. He learned all our secrets. You're not getting him.
You might think you have him.
Right, but you didn't.
Right. If you have him, it's because he wanted you to have him.
Right, and that's the thing. You could even do that, like at the end of it, where, maybe you did catch him, and then you find out, well, no, you didn't. He tricked you.
Again.
That's Larry. Ha-ha.
So when you start the history chapter, because it goes into your guys' chapter, so I don't know how it ended, because when you start the chapter, it's them in front of the 9 with Old Man Miniskins, and for them to cast they're playing the test of go through our history to see if you deserve us giving you the judgment that should be passed. So this is the history section is them telling the tales of the Nagah history. So after that, I'm sure it would finish with whatever judgment was cast on him. But I'm saying that's how the history chapter started. So I don't know what happened. It's just they showed up with Old Man Miniskins saying, we caught him, but don't know how to pass judgment. And this was their trial.
Well, in full disclosure, I got to go off memory on this now. Right?
It's probably not even him.
No, it's for sure he's him.
Damn.
But I want to go off memory. So there's a level of, like I didn't revisit this as like, I believe that he escaped but was bitten.
Ooh.
And then they just left that hang because Nagah was one of the later breed books, if not the last one.
If he was bitten, he died.
Not necessarily, but probably.
I like the cliffhanger.
If I remember
let the
correctly,
storytellers play with that.
right? This is based on my memory because I did not, for some reason, I didn't go back to look to confirm, even though I knew we were doing this episode.
How dare you?
I know
I should have went through all the way to the end of the book. To
like
see
any
what it
one of
was.
us, but
No,
it didn't
well,
happen.
I was
Guys.
doing all the history, so after I had that nice little fun blurb of miniskins being there, I forgot about it. Until you mentioned, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's how it started.
So look, we all dropped the ball there. Fine. I didn't go back to look to refresh my memory, but
It's
if my
not even
memory,
dropping the ball at that point, it's just
a little bit.
It's a big book.
But again, I think it was the last breed book. Again, that's off memory because that I could have looked up too. I didn't, but I believe it was the last one. I believe he was bitten and they left it as a cliffhanger.
it's a smart idea, though.
Oh, I agree. I mean,
like
if they didn't do that, they should have. But I'm reasonably so like 75% sure.
That's fair.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it because the last little tidbit of history was like in the very late 90s to almost 2000s in the history section. So like they went quite a far ahead.
Well, if it hit the 2000s.
It was 99 or 2000 was the last little bit. They like dated it and everything.
Damn.
At the end of the history section. It was nothing really important, but I just remember reading the date. It was 99
I mean,
or
obviously
2000.
it wasn't born if it was Old Man Miniskins.
Was it maybe it had to be changing breeds, maybe.
I was just messing with you.
No, I'm saying
I was just
at
messing
the end
with
of the history section is not the conclusion of what happened to Old Man Miniskins. I should have kept going through the book.
I
But.
was just messing with you. It's fine.
No, that had to have happened in revised.
Okay. I'm just saying at the end of the history section, there was a date of 99 or 2000. I can't remember. But I'm just saying.
But then, and that would show how late in
it
the
came
run.
out. Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I'm trying to say is that shows that it's a pretty late run.
But yeah,
for a changing breed book.
So it probably wasn't in the breed book. It was probably in revised guide to the changing breeds when they finally caught up with him and he was bitten.
Okay.
Is probably how I'm misremembering that. And I say that because we still had more books to come out before Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And, we stopped getting singular breed books and got the guide to the changing breeds, which, happened again in 20. We didn't get the singular ones, which is fine. Kind of. Kind of.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, that's why are we doing this series based on the second edition books?
Right.
Because they had their own books, so we had more room to go with.
A
Completely
lot more
understandable.
flavor.
Yeah. Which you understand why it's more condensed because it's one book, 300 pages on Girl, great. Can't be included with the 200 pages on the Ananasi and
The 10 pages on New
I
England.
wish,
I
I was bringing that up. It's like the 6 paragraphs.
They just dropped. Nope. These guys are.
The
Nope.
6.5. Remember the last one just kind of stops?
That's right. That's right.
He got killed as he was writing it.
Like, oops.
It's fine.
That's it'll be all right. But that's the Nagah.
This is Snakesman.
There's Snakes Man.
The weresnakes.
Snake Shifters. I like that one the best, honestly.
It was got the nice alliteration to it. Were snakes sounds weird. And
Werewolves sound weird.
no, it's
they
also
sound
alliterative.
awesome.
Yeah. Take that.
I couldn't even say it right. They sound awesome.
Snakes were never really my favorite thing. I'm not a big fan of snakes, but at the same time, the way they portray these, the history behind them, the secrecy to them, it's a cool concept. It's a cool idea, and I get behind the Nagah.
I think they're one of my favorites.
We know you're just sick of those snakes on those planes.
God damn it! I was really.
Yeah, I was hoping to go this entire episode without
You can
fucking
cut it.
doing it once. No, too late now.
It's at the end. Come on.
Part of him's right, but also I was thinking about doing it. while simultaneously praising us for not.
Hey, you know what took us till the end?
If you wanted to still do it, I'll cut his part and I'll keep yours.
Oh, that's mean. I don't even.
You would phrase it better. So
I don't even have a setup, so I don't know. It was just gonna see what was in my heart, and then.
Hey, you can cut it. I don't care.
Really,
whatever sounds best.
I think you know what sounds best to me is I think we should recut this entire episode.
Fuck off.
And lean into the S's super hard and never acknowledge it.
Or I just get a slur and
Oh my god.
Every S that comes up.
I have a story for that, but that's not for the episode. I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
Well, you can tell us in just a minute because it is that time, everybody. So, hey, another chapter of the Fera series. I successfully done. Sure. I don't know if it is.
We'll find out after editing.
Sure.
On that note.
Yeah. I get the stare down.
Yeah. On that note, we want to thank you for listening. As always, we want to appreciate your support. It really does mean the world to us. I want to say take care of yourselves, take care of each other, mind yourself on a plane, keep your claws sharp, and your head in a swivel. We'll see you. That was kinky. I don't know. Jesus.